Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to teach you guys how to make chocolate covered strawberries like a pro. So your chocolate covered strawberries don't be looking busted, okay? Because ain't nobody eating no busted strawberries, all right? So first thing I do is, of course, wash my hands with soap and water. And then I grab a bowl and I fill it with really cold water. Whenever I'm working with my hands and fruit, I always use a million paper towels and I wash my hands a million times and I clean off surfaces a million times. But the first thing you want to do is try to find beautiful strawberries. You guys do not understand how hard it is to find good sized, pretty strawberries. That is like the first half of the battle. Making the strawberries is not even the hard part. It's finding strawberries that aren't beat up. So I pick through them, and the ones that have that are ugly, I just put them to the side. And then I have some that I'm like, okay, those are kind of ugly. Those are, maybe. So I just put them at the top, but I organize and I put the beautiful ones inside the water, and I discard the ugly ones. I freeze them or something, make a smoothie out of them or something. After I'm finished sorting through the strawberries, I add some ice into the bowl. This is a hack that I saw on TikTok or something. It's supposed to make it firmer. I don't know, y'all. Don't catch me lying. As for the chocolate, I'm using Ghirardelli, the premium baking chips. I'm using white chocolate and milk chocolate. And for my toppings, I'm using Oreos and some mini chocolate chips. Sometimes I use different types of toppings. Sometimes I use nuts. Sometimes I use shortbread cookies. It just depends on what I feel like eating. I get some bowls and I separate my toppings. I'm putting the chips in here, and then I'm gonna go to the Oreos. The Oreos require a little bit of work. You have to take the filling out of them and then only crush up the cookies. This is kind of tedious, but it goes fast. And then I do the same for the dark Oreos. So to crush this up, it's just easiest to use a blender. But if you don't have a blender, you can put it inside of a bag and just kind of crush it up. But the blender is 10 times faster, trust me. Now that that's done, I am going to dump the water out of the strawberries, and I'm going to fool around with this parchment paper and then eventually get cut by it. So be very careful with the sharp edge on the parchment paper because I cut myself. But the parchment paper is basically so the strawberries don't stick to the pan or wherever you're gonna do it at. And now I am doing a very vital and important part. I am drying off the strawberries with a paper towel. When the paper towel gets too damp, you get a new one. But it's very important not to leave any water on the strawberries, or else the chocolate will not stick. Here are my beautiful red dry strawberries. Next, I'm going to melt the chocolate. Big mistake here. You don't ever want to melt chocolate in a plastic bowl. Always in a glass bowl. I learned my lesson after I burnt myself. Yay, second injury of the day. I'm doing great. So to melt the chocolate, you want to put the microwave on 30 seconds and kind of check it maybe every 19 seconds and stir it up, and but you want the consistency to be really smooth with no chunks. But be really careful though, because it's really easy to burn chocolate. And as y'all can see, I did burn the chocolate, the milk chocolate. That's why I switched to this glass bowl, because it just wasn't melting right. And I'm like, why is this not melting right? And it's because it was in a plastic bowl. So yeah. Now we begin to dip. All strawberry stems aren't created equally. Some of them feel like they've been reinforced with Gorilla Glue. Others are super flimsy. So it's up to you if you want to dip using the stem or the leaves, or if you want to dip using a toothpick. These, I thought they were strong and then they got flimsy on me, so I decided to use a toothpick. And it's really easy. You just stick the toothpick in the top of the strawberry, and then you use that to hold on to versus the leaves, because I personally think that the leaves make it look pretty. So the key to dipping this strawberry is you want to dip it and then kind of drag it around. And if your chocolate isn't getting on there, you can use the spoon and get it on there, but you want to drag it around again just to smooth it out so it doesn't look all clumpy. And then to get the excess chocolate off, you want to tap your wrist. This is like my favorite combination, the white chocolate with the golden Oreos. It's my favorite, so I make a lot of these whenever I make chocolate covered strawberries. It's up to you if you want to take the toothpicks out before or after they dry. It doesn't really matter. But as you guys can see, I'm kind of just dousing the strawberry into the chocolate and then tapping my wrist to get all the excess off. There are so many different flavor combinations that you can use. You can get coconut, pecans, walnuts, peanut butter chips, anything you really want can go on these strawberries. You can even get some cereal and you can blend up the cereal and put those on there. You can do anything you want to do. The possibilities are seriously endless. To do the drizzled strawberries, I just take a spoon and then I just go back and forth. And as soon as the spoon stops like dripping, I let it drip for a little while. And then as soon as it stops dripping, I go back and dip it and then I don't know what I'm doing. You guys can see it better than I can explain it. So eventually the chocolate will starting to get stiff and harden a little bit. You just put it back in the microwave for another 30 or so seconds and stir it up, and then that's it. And it's back, creamy again. So here I'm doing the technique where you drizzle it and then you take the toothpick and then you just run it across, up and down so it can create this like really pretty pattern. So my cookie sheet couldn't fit all of my strawberries because I didn't put them in a pattern that made sense. So I had to get a separate plate and cover that in parchment paper, and then I put that in the fridge for about 2 hours just to let the chocolate like harden and to let everything set, and then they were done. To be honest with you, some of the white chocolate dries a lot faster than the milk chocolate, so they were done before I even put them inside of the fridge. But yeah, here are my finished strawberries. They are beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was easy for you guys to follow, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.